Hey, hey, hey! I am so excited to be doing this 30-minute show called I Have Something to Say. It's been a long time since I had something to say, about 23 months ago. And it was amazing that I had one thing that I could say. It was 111. That's it. So let me take you through my story. The title of the show is If You Can't, You Must. If you can't, you must. It would have been easy to give up and call it a day. When I had my stroke, I thought about that a lot. If you can't, you must. So what did that mean in a stroke survivor's world? Well, it meant I had to get up every day and be optimistic about my outcome. I had to get up every day and think about the result if I didn't. When I finally decided to get up every day and have an optimistic outlook, possess a great winning attitude, no matter how hard it was, I had to practice. Practice, practice, practice. You know, I was struggling because I was depressed at the early onset of having a stroke. I was depressed. But little bit by little bit, I let my faith be bigger than my fear. Just worked out. My faith be bigger than my fear. And that provided me the needed resolve to get through this. One of the things I can tell you is mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. If you don't have a great mindset, you will fail. If you don't have a mindset of a champion, you will fail. So what is the mindset of a champion? Well, you practice not till you get it right. You practice till you never get it wrong. Which means I still have work to do. So I discovered early on that I had to have a routine that wouldn't break apart. It was hard having aphasia. It was hard having motor apraxia. It was hard having dysarthria. And I couldn't even think of the verb I wanted to use. Me, and my was a difficult thing to say. Can you believe it? It was difficult. So when I got my routine and finally settled on it, I was off to the races. 4 a.m. wake up, do my affirmations, say my creed, review my goals for the day, be thankful and blessed, and say it out loud. Just worked out. And I'm going to tell you, having a routine for a person with aphasia is everything. So if you can't, you must. So I put my routine in place. And hey, Jim, hey, David, my routine saved my life. Saved my life because I was out of sorts, tremendously out of sorts. So, sorry about that. Hey, Jenny, I was out of sorts because I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't say a word. So I was trying to communicate the first 6 weeks, and I was struggling. And I knew if I could just keep on going, just keep on working, just keep on getting up, even though I was feeling like I was knocked down over and over again. And I believe my mom was the reason I got up, because she kept pushing me to do better every day. And she would call me and say, "You can do this." And I couldn't talk to her. My mom said, "You can do this." She left me message after message, and I was listening. So that provided me a lot of help. And when you have aphasia, it's really difficult because many friends leave. Working out. Many friends leave. And the fact that many friends left, it's hurtful to a person with aphasia. I know why they left, because they didn't know what to do. And it was just easier to go away than it was to stay. But my good friends stayed. Hey, Simon. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Phil. Hey, Ava. But listen, when you decide to talk again, when you decide to read again, when you decide to write again, you will. But you must decide and believe that you can achieve before you even start. If you can't, you must. What's the must list? Well, a lot of things. Get up early. You'll never be grabbed by the boogeyman for getting up early. Watch the sunrise. Exercise like I did for 2 hours. And eat healthy. Drink water. And practice. Do your affirmations. Do your routine. Be thankful for this life, that you got to have a second chance to live. And every day when you get up, remember this one day is all you have. All you have. Make the most out of this one day. Life's a gift. It's not a game. If you can't, you must do the things that people are unwilling to do to have it the way you want it. You need to put a smile on your face. You need to be thankful for all you got and have. You need to be grateful that you can interact with other people, your family and your friends. You need to be really positive about getting better. The first step to getting better is believing that you can. So, 23 months ago, 6:15 in the morning, I had my stroke. 23 months ago. And that seems like years ago. Every day has been a challenge, and it's equally been rewarding too. So I have to work on that word. Equally, much better. And challenge in that I just couldn't believe. I couldn't talk. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe I couldn't read. And I couldn't believe I couldn't write. There's had to be some kind of game going on. I was sitting there, all my intellect intact. All my intellect intact. I could hear everything that was going on. The doctors, my kids, everything that was going on. Hey, Mary Ann. Hey, Sue. And I hope all is okay in Louisiana and Arkansas based on the tornado. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. But it was challenging every day. I wanted, truth be known, I wanted to quit so many times. But it was hard work. And I was frustrated, disappointed, because I couldn't say anything, that the words just wouldn't come out of my mouth. But when I realized that I was not going to get any better having a bad attitude, and I decided to do something about it. I knew what to do. I was just overwhelmed and frustrated, to say the least. For all my friends that have aphasia, have a stroke, a traumatic brain injury, I got you. I got you. Every day we have to struggle with a lot of things. Hey, Manny. And we get up, and some days it's a little off kilter. Just like I thought it was 10 o'clock, but it was 11 o'clock. That's aphasia. Sometimes I'll go to the store, and I know what you're going to say. You do that too, but I'm talking to my friends with aphasia that have a stroke. I will go to the store, have the list in my pocket, and I still can't remember why I went there. And Some days I get up and I can talk so well. Others days I get up and just a little off kilter. And I leave the verb tenses out. I start my sentence in the middle of the sentence. But that's okay. I am talking now. I have something to say. Hey, Carolyn, tell Joe hello, and Kobe. So any day when you wake up, you can improve. For my friends that have aphasia, have a stroke, any day that you wake up, you can improve. You can learn something every single day, whether it be a word or a phrase or a sentence or being able to get your clarity right. Clarity becomes first, accuracy, clarity, then speed. Just work on it. If you learn one word, that's progress. I was so happy when I learned a word. A word. My first word other than one was sock. Sock, 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 sock. I said it to everybody. And when I learned my creed, finally learned my creed, I couldn't believe it. When I was able to say things like, life's a gift, not a game, that was like Christmas every day. But you can learn every day. You can learn. I need to apologize. I was working out, really hard work out, and I got the time wrong. Not a good way to start my show, but you'll forgive me. So listen. For everybody that has a stroke or has aphasia, a traumatic brain injury, I know it's hard because people look at me and say, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine now. Because it's an invisible thing. I have a severe brain injury. And I almost died. A 32nd of an inch was the difference between me making it and not making it. I'll take that 32nd of an inch. It's all I needed. So every day when you get up, just commit yourself that you can learn, and you can. And commit yourself that you're going to do better. Commit yourself that this is going to be this day that you get better. This day. It's all you have. Hey, Lance. Hey, V. Hey, Rick. So, 4 things I want you to think about. What do you really want out of your life? If you can't, you must determine what you really want. If you don't have a plan, any road will take you there. But you have to have a plan that inspires you, that motivates you, that is compelling to you. What do you really want from life? What do you really want? I thought I had that figured out, but I didn't. I had to have a stroke to learn. what's really important. What's really important. And I figured out what I wanted. I wanted to be a blessing to other people's life. I wanted to teach. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be a good son. Wanted to be a good parent. Wanted to be a good grandparent. Wanted to be a good friend. But you have to figure out what you really want in life. If you can't, you must do the things that will take you there to the destination that you richly deserve. But you can't deserve anything until you decide what you want in life. The second thing, hey James, man, it's been so long since I saw you. Hey Rick, hey Lance. The second thing, you must decide what's the meaning of your life. What is the meaning? Once you determine what you want, you must determine the meaning. What's your life supposed to be like? What's the meaning of your life? I like asking simple questions. Get away, sit down, and determine what the meaning of your life really is. I think for me, it's to serve God, be a good parent, and teach what I know how to teach. But I believe, phone ringing, sorry, I believe that I can do that. The next thing, number 3, what is the dictionary definition of your life? Use 4 words. How would you describe yourself? It could be contained in 4 words. 4 words. And the last thing I'm going to close with, what do you want your legacy to be? I didn't want it to be, he had a stroke, he can't talk. I didn't want it to be somebody saying, well, he used to be a great speaker. He used to be. He was so effervescent. I decided that I was going to be more than I was. I was going to be a better version of myself. I had to do a lot of soul searching. I had to take a good, hard look at myself. There were things I didn't like. There were things I had to address, but I had time because I couldn't talk. So all I could do was think. So this is going to be the end of our first show. Thanks for joining me this time. I'll have guests on many times. I'll do interviews. I'll tell compelling stories. I'll have guests that will do the same. Join me every Monday at 11 o'clock for I have something to say, and it's a good thing that I do, because I didn't want to be some story somebody told about what I used to be. What are you going to be? You were destined to be great from birth. You were put on this earth richly blessed and highly favored. You were created by the world's greatest artist. There's no one like you on earth but you. You're rare, you're great, you're one of a kind. And I believe in you, and I love you, and if you need anything, you know where to find me, and I'll be back next week. Have a remarkable day, and I hope you had a good Easter, a happy Easter, and I hope you realize we have so much to be thankful for. So much to be thankful for. And this coronavirus, we're one day closer to it being over. Just pray, think good thoughts. You're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. So have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.